Hey, welcome back. Here I am again, Teresa Hardister, author of Uniquely Nobody, the Author's Edition, and also The Random Society. Even More Thoughts, and The Tree, which I have a copy of and I forgot to hold it up. Today, I'm going to get right down to business. I was trying to think about what I should share with you, and one of my friends, Joe, had read a long time ago and done a video of a chapter from Uniquely Nobody, Author's Edition. And it's just one of his favorite chapters, and I think it's one that really needs to be put out there. Yeah, I'm giving it away. If you want to know more and you want to read more like it, pick up Uniquely Nobody Author's Edition. But I'm going to read to you, and I'm going to get right to it. The title of this chapter is called Clint. It's chapter 7. And if I get a little misty-eyed and a little emotional, it's because this chapter never gets old to me. It's a daily reminder to me, and it's something I think about pretty much daily. So I'm going to go ahead and start reading. I was watching TV today, and I saw a popular music video. I'd seen it in passing, but never really sat down and paid attention until today. The premise for this video is that a young, beautiful woman has fallen in love, but not with a typical Greek god-looking man that we all usually see in media portrayals of love. She'd fallen for someone different, a man who didn't scream perfect. He makes her laugh, he makes her smile, and most of all, he's sincere about his feelings and his dedication for her. We all come in different shapes, sizes, colors, and backgrounds. That doesn't make us unlovable. It makes us human. What a boring world we would live in if we all looked and acted the same. I'm very grateful for the people in my life who saw past my imperfections and gave me a chance. I would have missed out on some incredible people if I'd only accepted them based on their differences compared to me. I'm no better than anyone. None of us are better than another. It's often too easy to dismiss someone because they aren't like us. I can't help but think back to Clint. He was 9 years old, the same age as my younger son when I met him. I was working for a local church in the summer program for school-age children. It was in the 90s before I was ever married. I looked down the first day and saw him sitting in his bright red wheelchair. I won't lie. It scared me. I didn't want him to know my fears, and I hoped he couldn't read my thoughts. At the same time, I felt like kicking myself for planning activities for the kids that I realized at the moment he wouldn't be able to do. Ever. His smile was as bright as the shiny red paint on his chair, and I knelt down in front of him to become eye level. My heart raced as I gave him his smile in return. We clicked from that day on. Clint was my buddy. He taught me so much about living and growing up. He changed my life. He changed my way of seeing things. He brought me down to his eye level so I could see things through his sparkling blue eyes. His chair never got in his way, or mine. We took a field trip to a burger place with an outside playground, complete with a tower and a ball pit. He watched as his friends bounced and played and laughed, and what most kids take for granted. They ran, slid, and bounced. I watched him. My heart ached for him. He was laughing as he watched by the picnic tables. I'm sure in his mind he was dreaming of joining in, but he remained content while watching. I went to him, trying to keep a straight face, and told him to come with me. He looked almost fearful as I proceeded to remove his shoes. Our eyes met, and at that moment, I looked into his heart, and even more importantly, he looked into my soul. His body trembling as I told him to put his arms around my neck and hang on tight. His tiny, frail limbs clutched my neck. I gave him a sneaky smile to ease his mind, and before he could even ask what in the world I was doing, I made a plunge, with Clint attached to me, into a massive ball pit. He squealed. I cried. I placed him smack dab in the middle and invited his friends to come play. He was so happy. He was just like one of them, his lower body covered in plastic, brightly colored play balls. He was just another kid, and something he always wanted to be. His laughter is a sound I will never forget. It was pure. It was ecstatic. After his long stint in the ball pit, I retrieved him. I saw his eyes full of disappointment. I told him this time he really had to hang on tight. He perked right up, and he agreed. I carried him across the swinging kiddie bridge, up the ladder, and then finally to the spot I wanted him to see. The location atop the play equipment, high above everyone. I placed my friend in his castle tower at top of the tunnel. I came down so I could watch him. He waved at everybody, again squealing with laughter, as he saw things from a view he had never had. I looked over at his mother, who went with us on all our trips so she could transport him, and I got chills. as I watched the tears of joy stream down her face. Clint and his mom exchanged many waves as Clint sat above his kingdom, adoring his new view of the world. He clung on to me one more time as we made our way back down. I had one more thing in mind. This time I held his waist, both of us facing the same direction. Never in my life has sliding down a lumpy, bumpy slide ever been more meaningful. He had tears. I saw them, but I said nothing. I knew what they meant. It meant that he was allowed a break. He was allowed to forget his legs didn't work. He was allowed to be something he always wanted to be so badly. A kid. You might be thinking, oh, how sweet of me to do that for him. No. How wonderful of Clint to open my eyes and to make me think of ways to include everyone, no matter what their condition or situation. Sweet Clint passed away in the past few years. And since his passing, I can't remember a day I haven't thought of him. I'm so very thankful he came into my life and welcomed me into his. It saddens me that that young man is no longer with us. He is in my heart, in his memory, will always be near to me to remind me of the lessons he taught me. What if I had judged him by appearance? What if my fear had controlled me and I had not let this beautiful child, this beautiful little boy into my world? I would not be who I am today. He taught me in his short life that outward show isn't everything, that true, real beauty lies within. It is the gorgeous soul inside us that defines our real appearance. I'm sure Clint would have loved to run, skip, swim, or simply walk like everyone else. He couldn't, so he gave the world the best of what he had, himself. Nothing fake, nothing rehearsed, nothing but goodness and kindness. His inner self made him one of the most beautiful people I've ever known. In all my years, I haven't run across another person who's taught me more about people and life than him. Thank goodness Clint saw past my imperfections and called me his friend. Don't judge a book by its cover. You will miss the most awesome story ever written if you allow shallow judgments to make your choices. Give people a chance. They may be different than you, and that's the best part. Look past your own hang-ups and see the real beauty in people. You might come across someone who changes your life. That's Chapter 7 of Uniquely Nobody Author's Edition. If you go to Amazon, buy this copy with the umbrella, the shadow there. Let me see if you can see a little better. This one, this is the author's edition. It has more copy in it and some added chapters. I hope you've enjoyed hearing Clint. Talk to me. Comment and let me know how somebody different, or if you're different, how somebody different has changed your life. I want to hear it. I want to know. You might be a topic of my next write. So talk to me. Give me some feedback. And remember to keep an open mind, an open heart to those that are different. We all are. I know I am. And I'm grateful for all of you that love me anyway. This is author Teresa Hardister. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.